Sedan. A sedan is one of the most common and recognizable types of car. It usually has 4 doors, 2 rows of seats, and a separate trunk at the back. That shape became a standard for everyday driving because it gives passengers a comfortable cabin while keeping luggage in its own enclosed space. For decades, sedans were the default choice for families, commuters, company fleets, and anyone who wanted a car that could do most normal jobs without being too large. The sedan layout is often described as having 3 clear sections. There is the engine area in front, the passenger cabin in the middle, and the trunk at the rear. That simple structure gives the car a balanced look and usually helps it feel stable and easy to drive. Sedans can be small and affordable or large and luxurious, but they all follow the same basic idea of a practical passenger car. Sedans matter because they shaped what people came to expect from a normal car. Even as SUVs and crossovers have become more popular, the sedan is still important for drivers who want a lower vehicle, good fuel economy, and a smooth road feel. It is not usually the roomiest or the most adventurous car type, but it remains one of the clearest examples of a car built for daily life.
Hatchback. A hatchback is a car with a rear door that lifts upward and opens directly into the cargo area. Unlike a sedan, it does not have a fully separate trunk. The back of the car becomes one large opening, which makes it easier to load shopping bags, suitcases, boxes, or other everyday items. Many hatchbacks also have rear seats that fold down, turning a small car into a surprisingly useful carrier when needed. Hatchbacks became especially popular where drivers wanted compact cars that could handle crowded streets and tight parking without feeling too limited. Their shape is usually shorter than a sedan's because the rear does not stretch out into a separate trunk. That can make them easier to drive in cities, while the wide opening at the back gives them a practical advantage over many other small cars. What makes the hatchback important is its flexibility. It can work as a commuter car during the week and still carry larger items when life calls for it. Some hatchbacks are basic and economical, while others are sporty and powerful. But the core idea stays the same. It is a small passenger car that uses its space in a very efficient way.
Coupe. A coupe is a car designed with style, shape, and a more personal driving feel in mind. Traditionally, a coupe has 2 doors and a roofline that looks lower or sleeker than a regular sedan. It usually gives less attention to rear seat space and more attention to the driver, the front passenger, and the car's overall appearance. That is why coupes are often associated with sporty or elegant cars. The word has been used in different ways over time. Some modern cars are marketed as coupes even when they have 4 doors, mostly because they have a sloping roof and a more dramatic profile. Still, the classic coupe idea is easy to understand. It is a car that gives up some everyday convenience in exchange for a more focused and stylish form. Coupes matter because cars are not always chosen only by space and practicality. For many buyers, the way a car looks and feels is part of the reason to own it. A coupe represents that side of car design. It can be fast or calm, expensive or affordable, but it usually tries to feel a little less ordinary than a basic family car.
Station wagon. A station wagon is a passenger car with a long roof and a large cargo area behind the rear seats. It is closely related to the sedan, but instead of ending in a separate trunk, the cabin continues farther back. That gives it more room for luggage, groceries, strollers, pets, or gear without turning it into a tall SUV. In many ways, it is a car shaped around carrying more while still driving like a car. Wagons became a familiar family vehicle long before SUVs filled that role. Earlier versions were tied to travel, family trips, and practical household use. Their long shape made them useful for people who wanted a comfortable road car but needed more storage than a sedan could offer. Over time, they became less common in some markets as minivans and SUVs took over, but the design never stopped making sense. The station wagon matters because it shows that cargo space does not always require a bigger, taller vehicle. It keeps a lower center of gravity and often feels more stable and car-like on the road than an SUV. For drivers who want room without the height and bulk of a utility vehicle, the wagon remains one of the most practical car shapes ever made.
SUV. An SUV is a sport utility vehicle with a taller body, a higher driving position, and a strong focus on space and versatility.
Many people choose SUVs because they are easy to get in and out of. They offer a commanding view of the road, and they can carry passengers and cargo in one large cabin. Some have 2 rows of seats, while larger ones may have 3. The SUV has changed a lot over time. Earlier SUVs were more closely connected to trucks and off-road vehicles. They were built for toughness, rough roads, and utility. Modern SUVs can still be rugged, but many are designed mainly for normal roads, school runs, family trips, and commuting. That shift helped make them one of the most popular vehicle types in the world. What makes an SUV important is the combination of size, height, and flexibility. It can feel more capable than a sedan and more comfortable than a work-focused truck. For many drivers, that makes it an easy answer to many different needs at once. The trade-off is that SUVs are often heavier and larger than regular cars, but their usefulness has made them central to today's car market.
Crossover. A crossover is a vehicle that blends the look and usefulness of an SUV with the construction of a regular passenger car. From the outside, it may seem very similar to an SUV. It sits higher than a sedan, has a rear cargo area connected to the cabin, and often gives families the space they want. Underneath, though, it is usually built on a car-like platform rather than a truck-like one. That difference changes how it behaves. Crossovers are often lighter, smoother, and easier to drive in everyday conditions than traditional rugged SUVs. They became popular as more people wanted the seating height and practical shape of an SUV, but did not need serious towing strength or off-road ability. In many places, when people casually say SUV, they may actually be talking about a crossover. The crossover matters because it explains a major change in modern cars. Buyers increasingly wanted one vehicle that felt comfortable in city traffic, useful for family life, and roomy enough for trips. The crossover answered that demand very well. It has become one of the main reasons traditional sedans and wagons are less dominant than they once were.
Sports car. A sports car is built around the enjoyment of driving. It is usually designed to feel quick, responsive, and connected to the road. Some sports cars have powerful engines, but power alone does not define them. A lighter body, sharp steering, strong brakes, good balance, and a low driving position can matter just as much. The goal is to make the car feel alive when it turns, accelerates, and slows down. Sports cars have deep roots in racing and in the early culture of driving for pleasure. As ordinary cars became more practical and comfortable, sports cars kept a stronger focus on performance and driver involvement. Many have 2 seats or small rear seats, and they often trade cargo room and comfort for a more focused experience. That makes them less useful for certain daily tasks, but much more memorable on the right road. Sports cars matter because they keep the emotional side of cars visible. Most vehicles are made to solve transportation problems. A sports car still solves that problem, but it also asks whether the journey itself can be enjoyable. That idea has influenced the design of many regular cars too, from steering feel to suspension tuning to the way brands talk about performance.
Electric car. An electric car is powered by an electric motor and a battery, instead of relying only on a gasoline or diesel engine. The battery is charged from an external power source, and the motor turns that stored energy into motion. Electric cars may look like sedans, hatchbacks, SUVs, or sports cars, so they are different from the other types in an important way. They describe how the car is powered, not just the shape of its body. Electric cars have existed in some form since the early days of the automobile, but fuel-powered cars dominated for most of modern car history. In recent years, better batteries, faster charging, government policies, and changing consumer interest brought electric cars back into the center of the industry. They are often quieter than traditional cars, and they can deliver power very quickly because electric motors respond almost instantly. Electric cars matter because they are changing the basic habits built around driving. Instead of filling a tank at a gas station, many owners charge at home or use public chargers. Maintenance can be different because there are fewer moving parts in the power system, though batteries, charging time, and range still shape how people use them. More than just a new car type, the electric car represents a major shift in what everyday transportation may look like in the future.